My name is Phillip Vannini, and I'm a cultural geographer working at Royal Roads University in Victoria, British Columbia. And I'm here to present a couple of research projects of mine. I have been showing a film called Life Off-Grid, which is the result of about 3 years of fieldwork in every province and territory of Canada, following the lives of people who live disconnected from the electricity and natural gas grid. And these are people who are finding alternative energy solutions to recreate all the comforts and conveniences of the common, ordinary home. Also, I'm here to present my ongoing research. So whereas Life Off-Grid is a completed project, what I'll be presenting during my keynote is a project that I have been working on together with my collaborator and wife, Vannini. For the last 3 years or so, we have been traveling to 10 Canadian and 12 altogether international UNESCO World Heritage sites, natural heritage sites, in order to document the multiple meanings of wild and wild nature, and in order to understand what natural heritage means in the Anthropocene. So a lot of the questions that I get about people who live off the grid is why they live off grid, what brings them to make that decision. And the first thing that I always say is that this is a study of Canadians living off grid, and Canada is a very, very large country. The electricity and natural gas network in Canada doesn't go very far. It often suddenly stops outside of the edges of cities and towns. And so if you buy a piece of land that is just outside town, even as far as a kilometer away from town, you typically have to pay your electricity provider to stretch the electricity grid all the way to your home. So that means putting in new electricity poles and stringing new wires. And to do that for about a kilometer, even though it doesn't sound like much, can cost upwards of $500,000, if not more. So a lot of people who live off the grid say, well, why would I want to pay $500,000 when I can just invest as little as $10,000, if not less, into an off-the-grid system and never have to pay electricity bills for the rest of my life? So it's a very practical solution. For a lot of people living off the grid is about falling in love with a piece of land that they really, really enjoy being in, and then making virtue out of necessity by recreating the common comforts and conveniences of a typical home. So these are often driven by convenience and pragmatic reasons rather than ideological reasons. Okay. At the same time, though, we have people who view a life off-grid as a way of practicing a more sustainable lifestyle and a more independent lifestyle that is not necessarily autonomous, but at least somewhat disconnected from larger infrastructures with all the political problems that those infrastructures can create.